Aloha, welcome. Oh my gosh, I think I've wanted to do this for like 4 years, and it took me having a birthday, turning 39, and being like, F it. Let's rock and roll. So, on that note, I'll start with the thing that usually gets the most attention, as well as what I'm in the middle of, which is a parasite cleanse. Ay vey. So this all started in 2018. I was in Bali. There is a doctor there who everyone tries to get in with. There's usually a long wait. And I don't even remember like filling out the questionnaire to try and get an appointment, but apparently I did because he called and was like, "So I'll see you in 45 minutes." And I'm like, "It takes me an hour to get down there." Sure, I'm on my way. So I went down, he took my blood, he asked me some questions. He's like, "Why did you make an appointment with me?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know." He's like, "Do you get what are your symptoms?" Like, and I said, "Well, I mean, I get tired, but I'm on a tropical island like Bali, surfing once a day at least. So I usually need another coffee in the afternoon. So I'm pretty sure I'm just like dehydrated and whatnot." And he's like, "Well, your blood's showing you're anemic." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, most of the island's vegan. So I would imagine." And then he's like, "Anything else?" And I said, "Well, sometimes I get eczema like in between my fingers. So I've been trying to work on that. Like it's just a random flare up, it's not all the time." He put my blood under a microscope and you could see that there was something moving in it. And he's like, "Yeah, that's a blood-borne parasite." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" So he put me on a 43-day parasite cleanse, which was, he has a compounding pharmacy upstairs from his clinic. So he makes all of his own shenanigans, like the turmeric so I took 8 to 10 bottles, tons of pills, once a week doing a liver gallbladder flush with coconut oil, which wasn't a problem in Bali. Um, but when I finished the 43-day cleanse, there was like the Deus 9 foot and single like surf competition. And so I was like, "I'm done." It was literally no gluten, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, sugar, no smoothies because you need to chew in order to get your liver or your gallbladder to start working. And like you really just get, the sugars if there's no fiber. So anyway, no smoothies and a very strict, like, eat right for your blood type is a certain kind of diet. This went another step further. So when I was done, I definitely went to this competition to hang out with my friends and drank a little too much, enjoyed myself a little too much. I'm like, "I'm sorry, are there French fries and a Sauv Blanc?" I'm in. Maybe it was tequila. Anyway, so I went back after that was like a Friday, had the competition over the weekend, went back Monday to get my results. He's like, "Yeah, that was a good first try. You need to do it again." Okay. Well, I've already lost half my friends from not going out to party. Might as well continue to lose some more. So I did another round. So in 86 days at this point, and I went back and he's like, "Nope, your liver enzymes are really up. So I think we're pissing them off, but you still have them." So I came back to the States. I was like, "You know what? I can't. I have to go home for like Christmas and things. I cannot do a no 43-day cleanse." I think it's really important when you do a cleanse in general, not to mention a very intense one, that your mind, body, spirit are all aligned. I was not aligned. I was like, "This is not, I can't. I just can't." Anyway, came back home, was about to start another one. Lo and behold, like COVID happened. I say that so off the cuff. Like COVID happened. COVID happened. I got stuck in San Diego. Luckily, I went to a colonic place that was accepting people. And I was like, "I'll just do a colonic, infrared, and lymphatic drainage." So I did that. I didn't realize that I didn't have any solid foods that day. We're really getting into the weeds on this, but yeah, like I went surfing, had a smoothie, had the colonic, had some bone broth for dinner. Next morning, woke up, had papaya with the seeds. The seeds are very important. Um, and then I started to get like a flush. Like, do you know when you have too much coffee and you get the anxiety? And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to have to drink a ton of water now. I should have eaten something like substantial. And then I went to the restroom and birthed two aliens. And so I proceeded to text the doctor in Bali and be like, I think I just birthed aliens. And he's like, send me a photo. I said, Doc, I don't even send nudies. I feel like sending you photos of my poop is going straight to fetish. And I don't know that I'm ready for that. And he goes, Kate, I get them all the time. Send away. I'm like, ding. And he goes, oh, yes, those are two very mature tapeworms. What? So I was like beside myself. I called my doctors. I was like, this is what just happened. They're like, no, we don't want to see a picture. Don't send that shit to us. All puns intended. And so I did a round of antibiotics, and then more were coming out. And I did another round of antibiotics. And then I was like, okay, my doctor here was like, you can't keep taking antibiotics for this. Like, if you're trying to heal your gut, they're in your gut. Antibiotics killing the gut. We got to change our approach. I started Googling and found Cellcore Bio. So when I started taking their parasite cleanse and coupling that with the same trifecta of the colonic, infrared, and lymphatic drainage, I mean, it was like the faucet turned on. I think in total over 60 have come out of me and two colonies. Like when I was in one time, the hydrocolonic therapist, she's like, we have the best time. She's like, the stuff that comes out of you, I've never seen this. She's like, one would go by. She's like, I think it looked at us. I'm like, that motherfucker definitely looked at us. And then these two went by and she's like, those are colonies. And I'm like, what the hell is a colony? So I was digging in deep. So those are the ones that will climb up into, those came out when I did a coffee enema. Coffee enemas are a golden ticket. Like there's a, like 6 inches into your anus, into your rectum is, I think it's a vein that triggers your biliary ducts. So the ducts that go into your liver and gallbladder and pancreas. So it triggers that to start activating. So once I took the coffee enema, whew, that's when they came out, the colonies. Picture like a New York City building with like all the windows being little white worm heads. Like it was so wrong. And I definitely remember leaving and I met my friend Erin on the beach right after. Cause I mean, come on, you're having a colonic. I look skinny after. But I got to the beach and I just started crying. I was like, there is definitely a post birthing kind of swell that comes over you that you're like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like something's missing from you and you feel so much better about it. I don't even know how I was functioning for those years. Anyway, fast forward, I can still birth them. And so I was talking to my doctor and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I'm going on, what is that now? 4 years, I think. I'm not good with math. Like 4 years of this. And they should not be that big and still coming out. So I went to the guru. There's a guru in St. Louis who deals with, he is like the expert in all of this. He diagnosed that they were hiding in my gallbladder, and which makes sense. I mean, I'm blood type A, so I have low enzymes in my gut, like hydrochloric acid. That usually means your gallbladder isn't functioning well, besides being just blood type A. So the list of things that I'm taking now, 2 weeks on, 1 week off, times 3 is ivermectin, pyrantel palmoate, prosenquintel, niclosamide, nystatin, And then I'm taking a few herbal remedies as well. So, like a gallbladder, a liver and chi, a hepatica, another gallbladder, and then a wormwood pill. So, I'm day 5 right now. Day 1, no big deal. Taking all the pills. Oh, I take those all 3 times a day. Day 1, no big deal. It's like taking shots at the bar and it hasn't really hit you yet. Day 2, it hit me. Day 2, I was definitely in the restroom for quite a while, frequently. And then day 3, I was not in the restroom. My body's like, okay, she means business. And then yesterday, I was just bloated. It felt like I was like 3 or 4 months pregnant. Like I was in Pilates standing on the machine. And I don't know why they have so many mirrors around. I mean, I do, but ugh, I was almost just going to tell people I was pregnant. And so this morning I woke up and it's really important when you do any type of enema to do them in the morning. That's like the natural flow of your body. Your body wants to excrete in the morning. So I had BM, like the morning glory, and then I went for water first, clear out all the things, and then I did a coffee enema. I mean, my liver is shot. You should be able to hold it for a minimum of 4 to 6 minutes. 6 is the ideal. I was holding this for like 1. I mean, that's when you start asking yourself, did I really do it? I did. I mean, I was there. Things came out. Anyway, so this is just an update. Part 1, catching you up to the whole shenanigan. Stay tuned because I have to do this. This is not even the end of week 1. Part 1 of week 1. I have to do 3 of these cycles. And then in the week in between that I'm off is a liver gallbladder flush, which I'll tell you all about. You can Google the Hilda Clark's liver flush. Luckily, this one's with olive oil because before I did it with coconut oil. If you live in a cold place, it was awful to shoot with a straw. I'd had to do it with a straw because there was a lot of it. Coconut oil, lemon juice, and Himalayan salts. Because when you're in cold weather, that shit gets hard. So you have to drink it fast or keep it warm. Anyway, so luckily this is olive oil. So stay tuned. I love that this is like my first podcast. I'm like, hi, welcome to Marinate with Kate. Let's marinate on words. But if you know me, this is pretty much how I shoot. It's just straight from the hip. See you next time.